Namaskar. Sri Satheesh Reddy, President of the VNRVJIET Society, Sri Satheesh Reddy, General Secretary, Principal of the College, Sri Dhananjan Nagaru, Sri Chanakesha Nagaru, the Director, Sri Venkatragaru, my senior in DRDO, Dr. Subhanam Nagaru, who is also here, and the deans, head of the departments, and faculty of this institute, and other members from this institute who are present here, the parents of the students, may not have to each and every one of you. And my best wishes to the students of this institute who have passed out from this institute and receiving the gold medals today, and also who are going to pass out this year from this institute. My heartiest congratulations to all the students who are receiving the gold medals today, and also to all the students who have passed out last year and have been placed successfully in many industries and many companies, and also the students who are pursuing their higher education. I wish the same for the students who are passing out this year, that a great career for you, and both in academics or the industry, whichever path you choose. At the outset, let me thank the management of this institute, the society, and also most importantly, the principal of the college, who has persistently invited me to be here amongst you on this annual day of this institute, which has established a name for itself, definitely in this area of the country. As I definitely like to say that VNRVJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology has a name for itself and is one of the prestigious institutes definitely in this area of the country. We see that parents and students try to approach many people to get a seat in this college, and in fact, multiple times many people have approached me also that trying to get us a seat in this institute. So that gives us very clear message that the institute is a prestigious institute. Also, we have gone through the report given by the principal that the various achievements of the institute, both by the faculty and also the students, in multiple areas, in multiple ways. That also shows the way the institute is growing and evolving itself as a brighter and brighter institute. My best wishes to the institute and all of you for the future. Friends, you are all at a stage now in the country where the country is evolving itself technologically as a leader in the world today. India is no more trying to come up or develop and all that. It is evolving itself as a leader in the technological areas, both in terms of volume and also in terms of quality of the output. When I say volume, the days when we were studying in the entire combined state of Andhra Pradesh, there were about 5 or 6 institutions which were there, producing probably about 500 or 600 students a year. Now, if you look at, there are hundreds of institutes, and institutes are competing among themselves and trying to improve their rankings year by year, and competing to have R&D projects. And almost all the institutes have directors of research and development, And now today, the country is producing about close to 1.4 million engineers a year. 1.4 million engineers a year. And there is a sea change in this, the way the institutions are evolving themselves as a global institutions. Many of the institutes have international tie-ups, uh, collaborations with many international reputed institutes. In fact, just about 2 months back, I was in the United States of America, and I interacted with a couple of academic institutes there. They have shown interest that we like to collaborate with Indian institutes in multiple programs, joint programs and all that, which I discussed with the Secretary of Higher Education, Government of India, that how we can collaborate with these institutes, our institutes there. And the rankings of the institutes in the country are improving day by day. If you look about 10 years back, more or less, we didn't have one academic institute in the country which was standing in the first 500 global rankings. Today, there are multiple institutes in the first 500 rankings of the globe, and they are trying to improve, and many institutes are trying to join in the first 500 rankings of that. And I'm sure that in a couple of years from now, we will definitely be there in the first 100 also. There is no doubt about it. And many institutes which have come up outside the government also trying to improve their standards and trying to have their rankings improved over there. The institute which has a ranking of, let's say, 68 last year, and trying to improve it to become 58 or 55 this year. And are also trying to attract good academicians as the teaching faculty in these institutes. There is also one more important thing. There were only 5 Indian Institute of Technologies, which are the premier institutes of the country. Now today, every state has an institute today. Not just to focus on the technology and trying to neglect the other sciences and subjects. There are many institutes which have been created in the country called ISES, Institute of Science, Education and Research, where deep-rooted research in other subjects, sciences, including the social sciences, there have been a focus which is trying to create lots of trust in those areas. It is not just technology alone, so we need to do a lot of research in the other sciences, and that's another important aspect which country has recognized. And now there is a lot of competition to join these institutes like ISIS, and there are lots of publications which are coming and which are getting published in the reputed journals in the country. And now the country stands very tall in the number of publications globally. India stands in the first 3-4 countries in the world where a number of publications are being published, number of papers are being published. And India's number is standing very tall today. And when you look at the other side, the sea change what is happening in the country, there are many people who have done postdocs and all that outside the country. Now they're coming back and joining as faculty or otherwise in many institutes in the country today. That's how those IITs which are come in large number in the country are able to get faculty from all these famous institutes across the globe. And so, when you look at it in 10 years back, when you look at these premier institutes like IITs in the country, 80 to 85% of the students who are passing out of these institutes were going abroad. The scene is reversed now. The latest statistics in the country show that 80% of these students who are coming out of these IITs are still back here in the country. 80% of these students. And there was also a change which is coming up in the country, which actually Sri Satheesh Reddy was mentioning, that if you look about 10 years back, or maybe some few years back also, many of the engineering students who are coming out from these institutes, independent of the department or faculty from which they are coming, they are all going into IT, information technology, software domain. Let it be, I went to one of the NITs probably about 80 years back or so. Even in metallurgy department, where there were about 40 or 44 students, about 35 of them were going to IT. Metallurgy department, you study metallurgy and you're joining IT. Nothing wrong. Actually, we are not finding fault with them. There is an opportunity there and you are trying to capture that opportunity. You have gone there. And that's how actually I feel that India has flourished out in a big way, utilizing the opportunity in the IT right from Y2K days to today. And then lots of families in the country have flourished and lots of people have gone out and lots of people have joined MNCs. That's good. But then that's not good as a nation just to focus in a particular area and have the youth of this country is focusing in one particular area. So that scenario is changing today. I can see hundreds and thousands of students today who are focusing in multiple areas and that too in all technological areas. There are students who are working, youngsters of 23, 24, 25 years old, working in advanced materials, smart materials, composite materials, the people who are working in function technologies. I'll give you a couple of examples also. People are working on quantum technologies, quantum physics. People who are working on related to the technologies on that. People are working on lasers. Many technologies youngsters are working. I'll give you just a couple of examples. A boy met me about 5-6 years back from an institute in Coimbatore and said that I want to work on propulsion technologies for interplanetary motions and a water-based propulsion technology. I introduced him to the time the chairman ISRO, Kiran Kumarji. And after hearing a detailed presentation from him, for that young student, he gave a 2 course project. And then within no time, about 2 years' time, they could demonstrate the technology very successfully. Now today, there is a startup in Indian Institute of Science who are working on propulsion for satellites, a green propulsion, electric propulsion, and plasma-based propulsion, which probably first of its kind in the world that these youngsters are doing. I was just there for a study in the Indian Institute of Science at night about 10:30, and they're going to launch the first system in the coming PSLV in April 22nd or so. Is the system which is going to fly, and lots of people from globally are trying to invest in these companies. Another youngster in Hyderabad who has come to me saying that I want to work on composites, and we do use composite rocket motors and rocket motors which are composite materials. Where the temperature is a limitation below 200 degrees centigrade, somewhere around that. And he said that given an opportunity, I want to take these resins to higher temperature resins and I want to develop it. So again, there's a collaboration and funding, and the boy has come. Other I visited that established a big industry here in Jilumetla, and then the temperature of that composite resins, what they are, is gone to 450 degrees temperature, and then they are supplying now very quickly. Look at the many people who have come up in the country today who are doing lots of technologies which are connected to space technologies. In Hyderabad itself, you have heard Skyroot, you have heard Aerospace, and many other companies which have come up. And India now is a hub for those technologies. In just a couple of years, there are more than about 250 or 300 industries and startups which have come up in just those related technologies. About 3 months back or so, there was a conference in New Delhi where Honorable Prime Minister came there, and there was an exhibition, and more than 120 companies which are startups and have shown their products in drones. But it is not just defense and aerospace related, medical related, agriculture related, many things. And now India has become a hub for drones. This is the sea change of area of work which has happened. and happening now also. Still, we may have a lot of um, opportunities in the IT side, but then there are opportunities which have been created. I'll just give you again little statistics in this. This country, why I'm saying evolving itself as a leader and trying to evolve in a couple of years now. In the year 2016, we had just 461 startups in the country here. And now today, not me, Honorable Prime Minister just about a month back and declared in the Parliament that the number of startups which are registered with the government of India today are more than 90,000 startups today in the country. More than 90,000. And I can see in that I was collecting the whole list of the startups which are connected to defense and aerospace. There are thousands and thousands working in the defense and aerospace sector itself. That is and most of the startups are youngsters. That is the sea change what has happened in the mindset of the people. And we never imagined about 10 years back, youngsters will be staying back in this country and they will be having startups and they work that. And one more important thing what I want to say is, again, which is the sea change in the culture and the mindset of the people is, if you look at about 2-3 decades back, any industry in Hyderabad, he will look an industry, I want to establish an industry and he wants to supply parts to DRDO or BDL or HAL or BHL or HFT or something like that, more like calling yourself as an ancillary unit and I keep supplying the product to them. The change today is all these startups are not looking at Hyderabad, are not looking at India. I'm looking at a global market. My product, what I'm coming out from my startup, should be a globally competitive, and I want to see that an American or a Canadian or a European want to look at my product and he wants to apply this technology as a product. He is the way working today. That is the sea change. That is the most important thing. What is the change that has happened in the country? So today, if the call is given by Honorable Prime Minister, Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, the way the industry has plunged into this movement, lots of industries have come. Many industries in multiple domains. I've just talked about startups. Lots of industries also. The defense itself. Defense, mostly the manufacturing was done by the defense public sector units like Bharat Dynamics Limited or HAL or Bharat Electronics Limited and things like that. Today, private industries are manufacturing missiles. Private industries are making bombs. Private industries are making radars. And that is the sea change what has happened. They're all made open to the industry. Industry is seen as an opportunity that I can get into all these areas. I just mentioned about defense. You look at everything also. Even communication today, the area of communication, looking at the Department of Telecommunications, working in 4G, 5G technology, 6G technologies and all that, there are lots of companies which have come up and which are competing with the global giants in these technologies of 5G and 6G. You can see that. Actually, many people, any tender comes, our own Indian youngsters like Lekha and other communication companies are able to compete today. Similarly, you take the advanced areas like AI and cyber are even important today. There are a number of companies which are come, which are actually working and making these products in these areas. In an area like quantum today, quantum communication or quantum computing or even quantum sensing, at least there are about 6 startups working in India itself. Even in Hyderabad, one or two are there. Bangalore, there are at least 3 who are working on quantum communication, and that's how India has become one of the very few nations, maybe 3 or 4 nations, who could establish a quantum communication over 100 kilometers over dark fiber between the 2 cities, and that is India and Prayagraj in UP has demonstrated a 100-kilometer quantum communication technology, being first of one of the 3 countries in the world today. That is along with the help of a startup, an identity, and DRDO each other. So likewise, many technologies also have come up, which actually India is showcasing itself as coming out with these technologies. Today, I can say that in the missiles. We are completely self-reliant and Atmanirbhar in the area of missiles. And we can make any missile what an advanced nation can make. This country has the capability to make any of those missiles today. And in fact, I can say that today the country has become Atmanirbhar and self-reliant in the area of missiles, radar, sonar, torpedoes, electronic warfare system, aircrafts, armored vehicles, guns. All these areas we could do it. And somebody was mentioning going through interviews in me, said about ASAT test, anti-satellite mission Shakti, wherein we launched a missile to knock off a satellite which is there in the world, where the relative velocity between the satellite and the missile is about 11 kilometers per second, and India could do it hitting that from the geometric center of the satellite with an accuracy of about just 4 centimeters. And India became it. And India is the fourth nation after Russia, America, and China who have done such a test now today. Many things, like well, there are, we have become strong and our shipyards are able to build ships, we are able to build submarines, we are able to build bridges, we are able to build tanks, we are able to build aircrafts, and Indian Air Force has given 83 members single order, which is the single ever largest order by the Indian Air Force on our Tejas aircraft for the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And many more are going to come. We are going to build the 6th generation fighter aircraft. We are going to build LCM Mark II. We are going to build training and decoration fighter aircraft in Indian Navy. Lots of things are happening in the country. And you must have seen that when I said the ship, just a couple of things about 4 months back, our Honorable Prime Minister has commissioned the indigenously built aircraft carrier, a huge ship, Vikrant, which has been commissioned, and that is completely built in the country by the Kochi shipyard, with more than 80% indigenous content in that, including the steel that is being developed here in the country. And then you could see that a couple of weeks back, our own Tejas aircraft, naval aircraft, which has landed on the ship and taken off from the ship, is a marvelous thing. And similarly, on 15th of August, when our Prime Minister was speaking from the Red Fort, there was a ceremonial gun firing. And then that gun, when it fired, Honorable Prime Minister said that 75 साल के बाद आज लाल किला में आपके गन का आवाज सुना है, वो ठीक बनाया गन है, इसी दिन में बनाया 155 artillery gun. And that gun, if the world's longest gun, no other country has a gun. See, a couple of years back, we were importing these guns, and now we could make the world's best gun. That is the same what is called. So this is the technological development, what is happening in the country. And the country is transforming itself from a leading importer, which we are a leading importer, we are trying to become an exporter and leading exporter. This is the call again given by our Prime Minister after Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat call is given to see that you become self-sufficient. In engineering sense, as you are all engineers, I like to mention that what is Atmanirbhar Bharat? It is self-reliant India. What is self-reliant India? In engineering term, it is you should be able to design, you should be able to develop, and you should be able to manufacture with innovative manufacturing technologies here in the country. That is what. You don't depend on any critical thing from outside. You have the complete know-how and know-how. That is what it is done. So the country is poised now to fill in the gaps what we have in various sectors, including the many of the taps and related things. The country is very seriously working to see that. The country is trying to develop the gaps like building the machines here, advanced machines and all that. These are all the gaps which are there, which the country is trying to build those gaps, fill in those gaps. If you are able to do this and you are becoming self-reliant India, it is now the job that we should export it. So the change you see, first in 2015, the call is given as Make in India, just make it here in the country. And then later, the call is Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. You design, develop, manufacture here. Now the next call is Make for the world. As I said, what youngsters have changed their mind that I am globally competitive. I am trying to make a global product. My product should be seen in the entire world. So that is the call, which is that you look at exporting. That means you should make world-class products. And that is the call given. And I can say that in the figures wise, in the Ministry of Defense itself, which where we were earlier importing a lot, now we started exporting. And the last year itself, we have exported more than 13,000 crores worth of defense equipment from this country to the world. And world is looking towards India now. Indian products will be coming, Indian products will be lower cost, and that will be good. And so many countries from the world are looking towards and talking to India that we want your products. And so they are looking towards that you develop. You come out with the technologies, come out with the systems. So we are looking now to look towards this, look towards the aspirations of the nation, look towards the aspirations of this leadership of this country, and also feeling that what the world is wishing from us. And so we have to come out with first of its kind technologies. That is where the academic institutes like VNRVJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology, like these institutes, have to play a major role in coming out with disruptive technologies. And first of its kind technologies is the important thing. I'm very happy that when Sri Suresh Babuji mentioned that we have an innovation center here, we are supporting the startups and we are encouraging them to come up, and we are going to build a huge facility for promoting many more startups. It is a welcome move, and that is what we need to do. We need to see that we are coming out with specifics. Yes, we have the plan, and I could see the report. And let us not be satisfied with that 80% of my students are getting praised and I have this much research papers and all that. Let this institute become a great institute. Let us come out with very specific achievements which are actually very prominent. Come out with at least 4 or 5 technologies, 4 or 5 innovative products, which actually the name of VNRVJIET will be seen in the country. Let it be defense, let it be communications, or anything. I think here, in each and every department, let's say in the next 1 year, come out with one innovation. I'm not talking about deep technological output, but one innovation which actually it gives a great value in the country or in the world. Let's focus on that, and each and every department. Let it be in the quantum technologies, let it be in the high power lasers, let it be in the electromagnetics, let it be in the materials, let it be in the manufacturing, let it be in the machines or additive manufacturing. Machine for that, many of these technologies are communication related technology or anything, or a health related product or a medical device or a medical equipment, whichever it is you work and focus, all of you students who are here are paid. That should not, that is what it gives you. And also it will be getting you a lot of things. You economically strong. Your company, you have a startup here in the counter with an innovation. People run from outside and try to see that they are investing in you or they are trying to help you. Today, you see these small startups which have come. People are talking about 50 million, people are talking about 70 million, people are talking about 100 million investments into these companies which are handled by 25, 26 years old boys. And that is what is the type of innovations we should look at. That is where Dr. Kalam has been completely telling us, think big. Don't try to look for an incremental change in the institute or incremental achievement in your life. Everybody, let me come up with an innovation which world looks at me. That is what the attitude we should have. You will be able to do it. There's no have the capability. This country has the capability to do. I give one example that the country has the capability. When the pandemic came, somebody was mentioning about the achievements in the pandemic. 2019, we didn't have ventilators here in the country. And the Prime Minister formed a team that you develop ventilators surgically here because we don't get any ventilators from outside. Nobody is going to give it because everybody needs it. And so a team worked day and night. They designed, they developed, they worked on the industries, made small parts like walls, flow sensors, oxygen sensors, many things here in the country. And then got it developed, went to the hospitals, multiple hospitals, tested them, took the inputs, corrected them, and got it satisfied. April 6th, the decision. And 14th of August, high-end ICU ventilator, 30,000 ventilators in about 3.5 months. And at the cost rate, we were importing them at 23 lakhs. The offer cost is 5.25 lakhs. That is the capability this country has. And before the pandemic came, we were producing 47,000 PPs a year in this country. And when the pandemic started, we were all thinking that we may have to import these PPs a lot from China and other countries. Within just about 25 days, this country developed a capability from 47,000 PPs a year to 6 lakhs PPs a day. 6 lakhs PPs a day. So that is the capability what we did there. It is only that we have things that I have to do like this. I can do it and put an ID like this, and we will be able to do. So on this annual day of VNRVJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology, I appeal to all the people, including the management and the society, that we should come out with first of its kind innovations from this institute. I'm extremely happy that Satheesh Reddy said I was not aware that the society is a non-profit society and we are there for promoting education. We are not into business. We are there to see that institute flourishes in the big way. So let's make this institute gets a name in the country and definitely probably in the future. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fantastic to all of you. Thank you very much.